around here some. Right. Ooh. Hello there. There we go, all sorted out, I do think. Right then. Hello, folks. If a vampire wraps you up in a blanket, do you become a tortilla? Tortilla? Yes. Right. Louder! That's it, I'm here. Don't worry. General Joe, hello Shadow Killer, hello folks. Sorry there, I'm just getting set up on my end. Just going to have a drink of water. Hi. Welcome to Banished. Yeah, it's been a very long time since I played Banished on this channel. Like I've played it on any other channel. Yeah. Big swig of water, yeah. It's just been a while. I fancied just doing a vanilla run. That's alright. Which means no golden llama. It's been such a long time since I played this game that I want to gradually get back into the swing of things. Hi folks, hopefully we're all doing well. You'll have to forgive me, I'm quite tired today. It's been a long day at work, so I'm just looking to relax, chill out, and play a little bit of Banished. Hopefully that's alright. Yeah, no llama, sadly. Boo, no llama, I know. You'll have to forgive me. Well, or maybe you can. Maybe you can't. But that's something I'll have to come to terms with. What's Banished? It's like a medieval, city build. Johnny Writer. It's a bit like... How would people describe it? The Settlers? I guess it is. That's illegal. I'm not allowed to relate. I know. I apologise. So yeah, we're just going to be chilling out this evening. I'm not planning for a particularly high-octane stream. I'm sort of quite quiet. I want to be asleep by the end of it. How about a golden bear? Is there a golden bear? I can't remember if that was... Sorry, if only there was a song to remember, that's true. Medieval Rimworld? Goji, do I work at Specsavers? Yes, I do. Still working at Specsavers. Let's jump into the game. I don't even think I bloody capture with. Bingo? Don't think so. You'll have to bear with me one. Enjoy this soundtrack. Game scene. Sorry that my brain's a little bit scattered. Feel free to try and keep me on track. In chat there. Well, that's a black screen. Don't worry. Well, it's all a work in progress. It's all a work in progress. Go here and then I copy those two. Copy that and that. Copy. I go down to here. Click paste duplicate. Go, and then I go to here, and the game lets me. And then I load up the Banished game itself. We'll get there. We'll get there, chat. Right, kill the music. Kill it now. There we go. Shining Rock Software. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Then I go to game capture. Gonna have to thank you in just a moment while I figure where things go. Add new game capture window. Add new full screen specific window option. Banished. Application Steam X64. Go. Brilliant. We'll put that over there on the left. Then we shall tab into the game. Is there music? Tell me straight. It sounds like there's music. It's quite quiet. Let's turn some of the music volume. Turn it up to a reasonable 20. That's probably a bit too quiet still. Is there a master volume? No. Turn everything up by 10. Oh yeah, there you go. Bit of percussion. Right. Brilliant. Apply and okay. But yeah, welcome to Banished. It's been a very long time. My mic is dropping. Apologies. Yeah, sorry. I had to fiddle around with my microphone earlier. I think it's probably reset the audio. Let me just tab out here. It will cut the music off because we're in full screen. Let's see here. Yeah, I was having a problem earlier where, I had what's called ground loop, apparently, with my microphone. Jane helped me fix it because she is the master of Google. Properties, levels, crank that up to, I think I had it at 70% before. That should hopefully, I should be a bit louder, a bit clearer, and a bit less likely to cut out. Right, so that's all turned up. Go over here. And then we tab over here, make sure that I can see everybody who's subscribed. Fantastic. Suddenly cue in my ear. Yes, I apologise. Right then, so a big thank you to... There's quite a few people following here. Hello, folks. Thank you very much to Finks for 23 months. Takitas? I think I'm saying that right. definitely saying that wrong. Thank you for 2 months, sir. And thank you to Elf for gifting a sub to Mookie400. Hello there. Also, hello to Jaina, Catler, hello to Elf, hello to everyone. How are we all doing? Hopefully we're doing a good one. A good day. Deeper? Oh, I don't know. Is that what you're after? I think you must surely mean deeper voice, right? You couldn't mean anything else more provocative. Cool. So, yes, Banished. We've got to choose some parameters. I was going to do this with the Colonial Charter mod, which is an extremely good mod, but it's a bit overwhelming if you haven't played Banished in a while. So we're going to just do a vanilla game, and then we'll go from there. Have you had a look at Mutant? ? It is very SCOM-X. No, I'm not sure. Dude, have you played Darkest Dungeon? Yes, I have. My last run of Darkest Dungeon, I got devastated. I don't know why. Darkest Dungeon always struggles to hold my attention, Johnny. I don't know why. It's a good game. I just struggled to hold it. So we've got a couple of parameters that we need to fill in here. First of all, is a town name. Now I'm planning on setting my spawn point to should I go in the mountains or the valleys? I'll let chat choose. So we'll come back to the name. We'll name it afterwards once we know what kind of town we're going for. Where are we gonna go? Do we want to go into like flat valleys where there's lots of grass and trees, or do we want to go up into the mountains? Scary Saturday? What? Oh my god, Fazil, thank you very much for the 1,000 bits. First stream I've been able to catch in a while. Hope it's a good one. Oh, no pressure then. Faisal. Or Fazelf. Faisal Farid. 1212, thank you. Okay, so quite a lot of people want to go with the mountains. That's fine. A few people want to go into woods. That didn't come up on stream, did it? Oh, are they being weird? Hang on, I think they're being weird. Oh no. Oh, I click play now. Look at the terrible thing that's happened. They're not popping up because they're not. There we go. If people do donation things now, I've just got to quit back to the main menu. Quit, yeah, not exit. There we go. So new Kooten. So mountains, terrain size. I think we're going to go with large because. Well, you always want as much terrain as possible to be able to expand in. Climate? Mild, harsh, or fair? Well, what do we think? Or mild, fair, or harsh? What do we think? Right. Bits notifications aren't displayed, only heard. I think that works now. We could go with a harsh climate. I'm thinking harsh. Harsh climate? Harsh climates are always fun. There's not even any guarantee that I'll be able to beat this. Like, it's just, it's me trying to play the game again. Hopefully this is fine. One for fair there. Sean wants to give me a fighting chance. Nobody else does. That's alright. It just means that we're going to have very cold winters that I have to be mindful of. All of the storms, yeah, basically. Harsher, that's right. So disasters are going to be on, and the starting conditions... Some creaky chair. Starting conditions are going to be hard. Let's see here. A hard game begins with 4 families, a small amount of clothing, food and firewood. Tools are provided, but no seeds for farming are allowed. Can't you continue the village from last time, Ashtaroth? No, I'm playing it vanilla. I don't have the mod installed. So that village isn't there, sadly. Let me work in logistics, since you do that as a living. Well, I don't think I can name the villagers, but it's an interesting idea. So, we've got a mountain town with a harsh climate. That's a rough start. What do we think our name should be, or what should we call our town? So we need like a northern, sort of mountainous town name. What do we think would be a good name for that? Disaster means that they're going to vote for no deal. Yeah, this is. But yeah, let's just call it. Let's just call it Brexit. A very harsh. Oh no, sorry. There we go. Fantastic. Beautiful. Now that's a harsh northern name. This is only a test, please ignore. That looks to be working properly. Thank you very much there, Chungus Supreme. Brexiland. Bumfuck nowhere. All good names. Right. Tombstone, as most will die. There's a town in the north called Wetwang. Nice. Ye old shithole. That's a knot I like that far, right? Scotland, after Brexit, yeah. Does Quebec play horror games? Only on Halloween. Coming soon, MacDaddy. Scotland, yeah. Scotland, yeah, just a harsh northern town. Just Scotland. That'll do. What do we think then? Baghdad? It's not quite in the middle of the desert. Detroit? Shall we go? Let's get our creative caps on. What would be a nice sort of fantasy northern town. A nice Windhelm. Yep, Llama Land. Brilliant. These are all fantastic names. Concerned face. Just Dowid. I like that. Darlington. Primstone. Grimsby. Quebec's back alley. My bilge pipe. No. Rockfort. Rockfort's a good name. Wreck your Vic. That's what you say to somebody before you slash his tyres. Scunthorpe, Carlisle, Dowid, Quebecistan. Furry Bumhole is probably a little bit inappropriate for a village name. Ravensthorpe. That's a very good name. Penistone. I like that. That's another one. Dead Horse. That's alright. I'm probably giving this too much thought. Quebec is a north cold, harsh town. Minas Morgul. No. Stormborough. Burvlard even. Burvlard. That's a weird sort of name. That's the kind of name that you would expect sort of in a mountain, isn't it? Burvlard. Yeah, we're going on holiday to Burvlard. I like that. Burvlard. That'll do. Burvlard. Welcome. Burvlard. The northern sort of pine town, or like sort of up in the mountains. Yeah, Burvlard. Really weird. Bovril. Yeah, this is fantastic. Burvlard will do. So a mountainous... spam that a few times. Terrain type is mountainous, then terrain size is large. Climate is harsh, disasters are on, and the starting conditions are harsh. Let's go and have a look at what the game deals us. Hopefully we'll have enough time. So, with us basically being in this perpetual world of not having any resources, we're not going to start with any seeds, and we're not going to start with any livestock. So we've got to gather and hunt for our food, which is nice. It's not too bad. So we shall endeavour to do that if we can, which is great. Right then, so immediately we've got some guys around here. This isn't like Age of Empires where you just spear them. I need to build like a hunter's cabin. Right then. So, first things first is going to be to gather some houses. Let's go through the basics of the game first. Houses here are made with wood and stone, and they are your dwellings for your settlers. This will be where they come to store food, where they come to make the baby. Thank you very much there to Peely94. Thank you for the raid of 16. Very generous of you, sir. So yeah, this is where your dwellers will come to eat and so forth. So houses are always a good one. I think the game said we started with 4 families, so we need at least 4 houses to start with. But first we need a stockpile. So let's go to storage and let's get a stockpile here. Now stockpiles, if it lets me, there we go, do this, are an area used to store raw materials such as logs, firewood, stone, coal and iron. So just a generic area where people can dump resources. So what I'm going to want to do here, close to this stone and wood reserve, and iron reserve here, I'm going to build a stockpile. I'm going to make it 4x6. There should be plenty of room there, and that's going to allow people to gather resources and dump them here after they've been harvested. And the first thing we're going to do is start building houses. Our cart here, our settler's cart, comes with 100 firewood, 20 hide coats to help keep people warm. They've taken some iron tools and 1,200 potatoes. We're on a diet of pure potato hood, so that's interesting. In terms of gathering, I'm a little bit limited in terms of my resources here. I'm not going to be able to gather very much at all. I'm working with very limited terrain. The job is going to be to build a bridge, I think, across this river, or even some fishing. Fishing's going to be a good way to go on this main river here. It looks like we're going to be living off a diet of predominantly fish, if nothing else. Fish and perhaps some deer. I think fish is going to be a good way to go. We'll also get a hunter's hut up straight away. So, sorry, enough yapping. Let's get on to building something then. Housing. Let's go. I want to have some plans for the streets. Let's have the main road come across here, because this is a relatively flat, sort of parallel bit of water for a bridge to come across. Bridges can't go diagonally, so you want sort of a nice straight bit. This could be a good spot, and then potentially a trading hub here. So I am going to have the houses sort of backing onto the forest over here. I'm going to have one house there, and then I'm going to have probably another house next to that. I don't want to just line up houses all right next to each other, although that's probably the most efficient way of doing it. Yeah, fuck it. This is going to be like an urban centre very soon. But I need at least 3 houses, or was it 4? I'll build 4 just to be sure. And then we're going to cut down the resources that we need. So remove resources. We want to get all of this stone ore here. Stone is a priority. So we're going to get all of that stone. And then we're going to cut down a good amount of the trees around here as well, for the sake of getting some firewood and some extra things. Let's get the guys working on that. We're going to move it up to ×2 speed here just while we do some of the background things. Thank you very much there. Is this woodcutting simulator ... of doom? Yes. Yes, woodcutting simulator of doom. We've got to get these houses built. Trick now is going to be to assign 2 builders that will come and start building the houses once the supplies have all been gathered. I also want to start making a woodcutter, if I can. Somebody that's going to chop down the logs into firewood. Let's get that done now, because firewood will be an issue for us. What time of year is it actually in game? Not general. What's this? Is it this? No, not that. Early spring. No, it is early spring in Burvland. I love it. So these guys are bringing the materials to the stockpile, and then from the stockpile to the wooden house template. Don't forget space for a market. Yeah, that's true. Actually, I should get a central market. I might lay the template for a central market and then build around it, perhaps. Should have plenty of room down here. Should be okay. Thank you very much there to Jive Crayfish for the 110 bits with +11, thanks to Subtember. Hello Thalis as well, welcome, welcome. Jesus Christ, we've only been going for 20 minutes, there's 400 people here. Okay, so the houses are going down nicely there. All of that stone is going to get used up in a pretty rapid rate here. I'm going to want to harvest a bit more stone. Let's get that harvested there. A little bit of a stone reserve there. We've also got some stone back here, which is important to remember. Okay, so the foundations of the first house are down. Our builders are going to come over and start assembling that. The first family is going to be able to move in very soon. I need to be mindful of where I'm going to go fishing. I'm probably going to have the guys go fishing somewhere here. Not where the bridge is going to go. So I'll probably have them fish just off to the side of it. So let's build a fishery somewhere around here. Where is it? Food. Fishing dock. Let's rotate that. What's this? The reserve of logs is low. Yeah, that's fine. We can live with that. This should be okay. That's fine. Yeah, we'll put the fishing dock right there. Fantastic. Emadal, is that? Busy, 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 that's right, chopping woods and everything. Dude, we love Banished. It's because people like this game. Who knew? Who knew people liked Banished? Okay, our first family's moved in. The Gilber family, Gilber, sorry, the 13-year-old male builder with the 19-year-old female builder. There's some weird stuff going on. You're going to see 40-year-old men moving in with, you know, a 14-year-old wife. It's going to be a bit strange, but such as it is in the Middle Ages. There's no sort of central authority, so it's the land of the free. Monka S. There's some stones here as well, which is nice. We could potentially go and get those. The reserve of logs needs bolstering, so let's go and chop down some more trees just behind the houses. Clear out a little bit of space. Clear out this bit as well if we can, just to clear that out around us. We'll also collect the stone from down here as well. Move it. Deforestation at its finest. We're going to have our own little Amazon rainforest here in no time. Hard times require sacrifices to keep the villagers alive. Yep. Welcome to the 1300s. Age 'tis but a number, which we can't read anyway. Yeah, sort of a grim truth in that, isn't there? So, a couple of labourers have shacked in together. The 12-year-old and the 17-year-old. Yep, this is what I'm on about. Oh, there we go. That's normal. 2 16s. Brilliant. Imagine getting a house at 16. That'd be nice. Looks like one of our families is uncatered towards at the moment, so this last building here is going to be for them. The last of the wood is going to get put in there and the foundation's going to be good to go. I'm going to get my first road in, a dirt road. It's going to have this 2 wide, like so. I'm going to have that there. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to have my market. I might have my market over here and then have the dock over there. Like, build it out that way. There's lots of potential for this area, I like it. It's going to be nice having a stream going right through the middle. Industry is very much underway at the moment, I'm enjoying this. Next job's going to be to get that fishery up and running. A lot of the guys are gathering wood at the moment, which is great. Let's make a second stockpile if I can. which I can empty later. I just want to make sure that there's plenty of places for them to dump resources and they don't have to double back on themselves. Let's put a stockpile just by the main road here. Just a small one, just so that certain people don't have to walk quite as far to drop off their materials. There you go, hopefully they'll come to this one. There you go, you see? Well, some people don't have to go quite as far. People that weren't already pathing should come to this one. There you go. So it just gives them an opportunity to move their stuff elsewhere. The alert here is of a low log reserve, don't worry, it's all going to be coming our way. Firewood is needed. Okay, let's be mindful of that, firewood. Let's come over here then. So, a woodcutter, used to chop logs into firewood. Just slow the game down a little bit, so we're not wasting any time. Used to chop logs into firewood, which are then used to heat homes for the winter. So we're short on firewood over there. Let me get a woodcutter, but let's move him over to this side here. Like so. We're going to have a woodcutter there. He's going to go and build some of that stuff. We've got to wait for the guys to chop down a few more logs. Stone's doing well. Trees not so much. Could flatten that area up there. Probably a good idea to get some iron in as well. Hello there, man with radio voice. Hello there, Default DC. Is there a raid mechanic? I'm not sure. I don't think there is. I think it's just city building, trying to survive, as it were. Making sure you've got enough food and things. But they swing those fucking axes like asthmatics. Let's speed it back up again. Brilliant. Fishery's about ready to go. The builders are going to come over and erect that for us. Once they do, we're going to be in a good position for, well, distributing food. In terms of food distribution, I'm going to want a storage barn. I'm going to have that quite close to the fishery here. So that's going to go through there. I'm going to have that as a one wide tile there for the bridge to go straight across. So we're only going to have this area as a one wide. So I could have the barn right there next to the water. Oh, £2.40 from Danian Jan there. Can you make a village idiot named Soviet Womble? That could be a good idea. It's harsh, but there's truth in it. Where should we have our fishery or our main barn here? I want to kind of have it sort of close to the main street, but you know, where do we put it? Because I want the fishery guys to come down here. I'm going to probably have a gatherer, like somebody who picks berries and mushrooms and things, somewhere out here. Also, there's a fuckload of stone in there. Probably my forester as well. But I want to have the barn somewhere around here. So let's have it just here, backing onto the water, like so. That's going to be our storage barn, which is good. So all of our materials, like jackets and coats and things, are going to be stored in here. Fantastic. Those guys are building that up nicely. It's going to take them a little bit of time, but it shouldn't be too bad. There's quite a lot of water. The fishery performs well based on how much water there is, and because of the snaking nature of this river, the surface area of water that's going to be going in here is quite healthy. So that's fantastic. What have we got here? Reserve of logs and stone. Logs and stone, that's fine. Gotta let the builders build this other stuff up. Okay, let's get 2 more builders on the job. We've got a lot of things that have supplies but don't have builders attached to them. Let's go and harvest some more materials while we're at it. It's this one. Harvest material. Remove resources. Let's grab a few more trees from here. Not too bad. And then let's grab a bit more stone. A little bit of stone there. Any more stone over here. Let's clear this little area of stone. Then we've got another group of stones over there. So let's get all of those chopped down. Brilliant. So far so good. Don't forget about the prioritise tool for certain buildings. How do you do that? I think it's... How do you prioritise things? I can't quite remember. Okay, that's fine. Let's get 4 people working the fishing dock. Hello there, Primachi. I think Primarch even. Primarch. F2. Increase priority. Increase the priority of work being done in an area. Interesting. That's good to know. I didn't know about that, but that's helpful for sure. Then let's go straight for that, and let's prioritise this thing here. This should be now classed as priority. Let's get a woodcutter in there. Going to need a supply of logs. Our urban sprawl's going to come out this way, which means I'm going to want a forester over here. Instantly in with some rain. What's this? The materials required to work are not available. We'll get there, we'll get there. Looks like all of the logs that we're harvesting are going down here for the minute. Need to be mindful of that. Okay. All said and done, I might build a forester over here. I know that our urban sprawl's going this way, but we could eventually pull the building down. I just need somebody to get me a steady supply of logs. So we're going to build a forester very close to the home base here. Shouldn't be too much of an issue. Forester's Lodge. Let's build it sort of... If I was to build it like here... It's probably not much cause to. Building it like here would be pretty good, actually. Building it like there... Here would be okay. But no, that's where my urban sprawl's going. But I need a steady supply of logs that isn't just this area here. Bother, bother, bother. Reserve of logs is low, I know. Let's harvest some more while I'm thinking about where I'm going to put my forester. Harvest logs. Harvest trees. Let's cut that tree line back a little bit further. Brilliant. Right then. So, you're off chopping firewood. Do the best job that you can. How are we doing on fish here? 109 fish brought in this season. This area here is priority. Once they've got more logs, we'll be able to get that sorted. They're getting rid of that bit of stone first. I don't really need them to do that. Forester is really the big point of contention for me. Coming over here is going to be the big one. If I can get across the river, that'll be fantastic, because there's lots of opportunity here for deforestation. It might be worth me trying to get over there now, as a matter of fact. How much for a bridge? Go to roads, go to wooden bridges, crossing the river. The wooden bridge has to go to there, unless I can get one from here to here. What was that? Reserve of food. Why is a bother? Right, let's get that bridge in place. I want to get across to all of here, because this is where I'm going to have my forestry. I'm going to have forestry set up across the road, and then I'm going to move my woodcutter potentially. I just need him where he is for the moment. Right, builders, let's remove a couple of them, as we need some more labourers gathering logs. Labourers are set to chop down all of this forest when they get time. Food is down to 144. We've got a little bit of fish bolstering people, but not much. The bridge is going to be the priority. Can we get a mayor named Cyanide? Possibly. Am I playing with colonial charters screwed? No, I turned it off because I'm sort of doing this vanilla for a bit, because it's been such a long time since I played Banished, I can't remember what the hell's going on. Okay, so far so good. Our storage barn is well underway here. In fact, it's 100% complete. That's going to allow us to pull down this cart. We no longer need it. It's just going to be in the way here. The rest of the logs are going to come up here and hopefully be used as a means to get some firewood ready for our first winter. It's currently summer. Preparations are going well. The amount of fish we're catching is okay, but it's not amazing. It needs to be supported by a secondary supplement. That secondary supplement is going to be set up over here for the meantime in the form of a forester and a gatherer, and maybe a herbalist as well for the sake of basic medicine. Don't call the mayor Cyanide, he'll just gather all the food and protect it with his life. Yeah, he'll put it in here and throw away the key, won't he? God damn it, Cyanide. Right. Let's see here. So let's get our dirt road set up next to here. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to get this connecting up over here, so I'll just build the road out to there, and then I'll figure out what kind of junction is going to happen over here. So far it's going okay though. What have we had a run out of? The reserve of logs is low. The place needs to be emptied before much else can go on. The reserve of logs is low but not empty. We've got little smatterings of firewood around. It'd be nice to build a hunter's lodge here, but there's probably not too much need. The gatherer's hut over here is going to be fantastic. This is going to give us a wealth of stone and iron, which is kind of what we're looking for here. How's this going? The reserve of logs is going okay over there. Just a little bit more deforestation. I'm sure they won't mind me taking a few more trees, surely. Right, need more stone. A little bit more stone. Some stone there. Let's grab that. Fantastic. Wera, thank you for gifting a sub to Cyanide Plays Games. He's here in the chat. Hello. Hello, Cyanide. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. For me, the music is too loud compared to your voice volume. Do others experience that too? I can turn that down just a little. Just record scratch. I did turn it up a little bit. If I drop that down by like 5 each, turn the music down a little bit lower. Do you find that to be a little bit better? It's only a little bit of a drop. Hopefully that's okay. It's a bit loud, that's fine. Right, in terms of our resources here, basically by building the storage barn so close to the dock, it means that the guys only have to do this really short hop to drop it off. So they just go backwards and forwards, and drop it off like so. Building the bridge is going to be a priority here, so let's get that marked as such. Priority building. Increase the priority over here. That's now a priority building. Hopefully. Brilliant. So our fire logs, or firewood reserves are a little bit low. They've had a baby! Ali! Hello, Ali! Born in the... Oh, Ali, Nest. What have we got here? Dickie. And an Eartha. Beautiful names. What's running out here? I know the reserve of food is low. I'm trying to work on that. The fishery's sort of increasing its production by quite a bit by having the fish right next door, which is reducing the amount of time it takes to go over, which is good, but it's ultimately costing me a little bit here. Yeah. Guys are bringing some materials down here. The reserve of stone is good, but logs I need more of if I can help it. Thank you very much there to Peely94 for the 13 months. Fuck me, this music is putting me to sleep. It is. It's pretty chill. Right then. Let's have a look. So, what's going on with regards to the rest of the resources? A little bit of iron would be nice. Thank you very much there to NHL Teddy, NHL, for the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you for 2 months of support, sir. Very kind of you. Let's see here. Iron. Let's rob a little bit of this. I don't need much iron, but I'll clear that patch out. I don't need much iron. Proceeds to mine all of the iron. Logs are definitely the point of contention here. We're coming into late summer, early autumn. We've got 10 adults and 6 kids. I need to, you know, not have a shortage of firewood ready for winter. Although the logs over here are needed for the wooden bridge rather desperately. 52. We only need 12 left. Or 12 more, sorry. How are we doing for fish? Fish is being distributed amongst the households. People have got a good... Well, they're... Fucking here's all the potatoes. Fucking Gilbert. Yeah. Gilbert and his wife have had them. Anybody else harbouring potatoes? Oh, okay. Well, the distribution of food is a little bit uneven. What the fuck, Philid? Give some food to somebody else. People are starving out here. Good grief. Yeetus the Streamer's in the box. Thank you very much, sir. Welcome, welcome. That's so many potatoes. Yeah, it is quite a few spuds, as it were. Okay, so these guys are going to be collecting up the fish and either taking it back to their houses or doing vice versa. Let's see. 2 builders should be enough. I just need the last of the logs to be transported. In fact, here they come. Our labourer here, Citizen Cameralda. She's coming over here. Health is at 4.5. She's age 12. Putting her to work. Fantastic. There we go. The foundations for the bridge will be laid very soon. Literally just 1 more log. Here it comes. Excellent stuff. These guys are collecting up all the fish, which is great. Inventory, he's carrying 56 fish. 70 fish in the storehouse at the moment. 119 fish. Some of the guys are taking the fish back to their houses, which is great. Foundation for the bridges are complete, which is excellent news. This is going to allow us to build a forester and a gatherer over here, which is fantastic news. The gatherer is going to be good because he's going to come out of here straight across and drop the food off in the storage barn, which is exactly what we need him to do. We just need to get access to this flat land because this is going to be where most of our farming and sort of other food supplements come from, which is a big deal. Lots of fish on the dock here. Seems to be a good time to catch in early autumn. 500 food generated there so far. That's really going to help out, hopefully. Lots of fish coming into the storage barns. 75 there. That guy's taking some fish back up here. Firewood is very much in full swing, which is nice. We've also got some iron for tools, which is great. Excellent stuff. Excellent stuff. We need to move into trading eventually, but at the moment it's more of a hunter-gatherer community. We just gather what we can. There's no real farming going on, per se. Right then. Right then. I missed summer, yeah. Yeah, food is, yeah. Food shouldn't be too much of an issue. The fish, the amount of fish that we're going to harvest is going to go down for sure. There we go. First bit of bridge coming up. Oh my god, in the box. Thank you very much, sir. 1 bit for each misplaced potato. Jesus Christ. Okay, well, I better hide a bag of spuds up in the mountains then. Well, thank you very much in the box. That's very kind of you, mate. There we go. Bridge is underway. That's going to like I say, let us access this flat ground. Let's see here. Reserve of logs is low. That's fine. That's the woodcutter getting a shitload of them. Let's shave off a few more trees from over here. Brilliant. Get all of those. As a means to an end. There's a couple of smaller trees growing. There's a couple of mushrooms out there as well from where we've deforested on an industrial scale. Let's have a look here. Orchards we don't need. Pastures are no. But the gatherer's hut and the hunting cabin are big yeses for me. Gathering all this stone as well is going to be a massive benefit to us. I'll probably put that stockpile somewhere over here when I get chance. Right. Come on, lads. Finish that bridge, lads and ladies. Should be nearly done here. 38. 39. Wooden bridge is complete. Right then. Let's get a gatherer's hut ready over here. Looks like so. Going to have a little bit in the water, but that's fine. Going to be able to search elsewhere for it. We'll have a gatherer's hut here. Going to help us gather food and resources and things. And then we're also going to get a forester's hut as well, which we're going to have a little bit over this way. Forester's lodge. Like so. I don't want this guy to have that much mountain in his way. I'll have this guy. I'll have that guy here like that. I'll remove this building. I'll orient around the forester's lodge. Let's remove building. That one. Forester's lodge is there. Then I'll build the gatherer's hut. Let's do that. Not herbalist. Gatherer's hut. So the guy's forester's lodge is just there. Let's build the gatherer just next door. There. There. Brilliant. And then we'll build a small stockpile over here as well for the materials that they're going to use to clear things. So let's grab this stockpile. Grab that there. I could put that. I'm going to put that right up against the bridge here, or somewhere here. A little 5x7 stockpile. Just so that all the materials that are coming out over this way get dumped over here, which is what we need. We'll also get a little bit of a road jutting out from here, just so that it lifts up the terrain a little bit. Fantastic. So the firewood reserve is full, which is excellent news. We've got some spare logs knocking around, plenty of iron going into the stockpile, which is great. We've got a couple of kids that might be at the age of moving out, so we're going to get them a fresh house for the sake of making babby. Fantastic. So we're going to have our sort of road change junctions somewhere around here. We're going to have a T intersection. I'm going to have one of my houses go off this way. And then we'll build the roads to compensate like that. So we're going to have a road that goes down there, a road that goes down here, and then a road from here to there, I think. I beg your pardon, I want to move this house, delete it, and I want to nestle that in the corner here. Brilliant. Fantastic. So far so good. We'll connect up those major highways. These guys are gathering more resources. Over here is going to be a couple of priority jobs. Let's go here. Go to F2. Let's make the... First of all, let's increase the priority of that. Need people to come over and start clearing over the road here. Lots of iron and lots of stone. Once the stockpile's complete, we should be in a good spot. Our first winter. Do we have enough food to survive this? 49. How are people's stockpiles doing? Plenty of spuds. And I am talking about the food. Good amount of fish, good amount of potato. All of the fucking colony's fish is inside that fucking house. and then a good amount of food over there. Food shouldn't be an issue for this winter then. Stockpiles getting cleared, which is great. Guys are moving between them. A little bit of firewood being moved around, which is perfect. Lavd wants me to tuck him or her into bed. Lovely. Let me tell you a bedtime story about how however 16 colonists starved to death in a freezing winter in a fucking place called Burvlard. That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? Right. What a bedtime story. Right, so in terms of this area over here, I want to try and get those additional areas built and underway. Once the labourers have gathered enough materials, we should be in a good spot. Now, in terms of my market hall, I want to get that laid down. A town market is where I want my efforts to be centred. Now, it looks to be that building the town market over here would be more sensible, but I want to have it surrounded by shops, essentially. So I'm going to build the town market over here. We could have it onto the water, but there's probably no need for that. But I'm going to have it built... let's have it built based on nothing at all. Let's see, on this road, one... have it there, yeah. Let's have the market just... well, not there if I deselect it. Let's try one more time. Let's have it here. There? Possibly? I'm not sure. Let me build a phantom house, just so I can see how far back I'm building. There, and then pause construction on it. If I was going to have a house, I'd have it there. In terms of town services, I probably need a blacksmith. Let's think of a blacksmith. That's a 4 tile there. Brilliant. Okay. We'll probably have them there like that. So let me go and put down my market square on where I think it should go. Let's see here. Marketplace. There and there. I want to have a 2-tile road all the way around it, which is going to be like that. So there is going to be my marketplace. I can then delete these houses and buildings, and then I shall populate around them accordingly. They're fantastic. That's going to be my market centre. Brilliant. How are the guys doing with this area here? Looks like the preparation for the gatherers' huts and foresters' lodges are going in. Also, by having these guys over here, we're having a good opportunity to sort of bring more resources and things. There's a shitload of iron here. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be really good for resources. Food and stuff's going okay. I do need to get that blacksmith built in sooner rather than later. Got to wait for this market to be built, though. It's going to use plenty of iron to get it built.
Keep the change, you filthy
animal. Thank you very much, Thomas.
Didn't see the tiny couch fun thingy. Hope you'll find a cozy home for the two of you. Cozier than these shacks you build there. Till my 23th month of subscription.
It's 23th month of subscription. Well, thank you very much there for the donation. That's very kind of you. Yeah, Christ. I'll have you know, these cabins are top of the line. I won't have anybody dissing my cabins. There we go. 2 of the builders have moved in together, which is great. Right. Okay. That's only 1 tile around it. No, there is method to my madness, Tink. The edge of the market here, you are able to build roads around. So that 1 green tile that came out to here, you can't build buildings, but you can build roads. So they are too thick, I promise. Unless they're not, in which case I accept your word as the rule of law. Okay, so the last of the logs are being sent over, which is great. I could probably get a few logs chopped down over here. So let's go over here and let's harvest a few trees, as the forester's going to come and take care of them. We've also got a little bit of iron that we can get rid of. I say a little bit, like an absolute shit ton of iron, which is grand. Let's deforest a little bit better. Thank you very much there to Mr. Gra for the 5 subs, sir. Thank you very much. Rune Martin, Polyconjan? Congen? I don't know. Ephistus and Kuro. Thank you very much there. First of all, enjoy your emotes, all of you. And thank Gar, or Gra, even. Do I see a sub-train starting? I don't think. Possibly not. The brakes are on at this station. Who could know? Who knows amongst us? Right then. There's a lot of you here. Where have you all come from?
Oh, yeah.
I must have a Soviet auto host on or something daft. The question, did you know Saru is a train? It's a good question. Thank you, Harbinger there, says Subway, or for the Subway bonus. I hope you're happy with the market placement. It might be off, or it might be perfect. Who knows? Right then, I just want to sorry, everybody. Put your fingers in your ears, because I'm going to pause the ASMR. There we go. I've got a tab out, sorry. Just got to get it up so I can see the live feed. Low amount of streamers online. Well, I'm happy to have you. Hopefully you're all enjoying it so far. Right, I need a lot of labourers. This place is getting built over here, the Forester's Lodge at long last. I don't really have that many people to occupy them, but it's worth getting them built now rather than later. Thank you very much to Fafri for gifting a sub here. Thank you for gifting a sub to Involved. Very kind of you. If Saru is driving the train, it will always stop just too far and then reverse just too far. Yes, that it will. Right then. Let's see here. I just found out I'm diabetic, so no more pizza for me. Gotta spend that money somehow. Wera, thank you very much as well. Oh, God. Can somebody apply the handbrake on the sub-train? Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Thank you very much, Wera. Enjoy, everybody in chat, your subs. Just in time for it to piss down with rain here in Burvland. You follow Soviet, but also play a lot of Banished. How am I doing there, Deej? How am I doing? Am I doing well? Hopefully so. The other guy, thank you very much for the tier 1 sub and not in my house. Oh, hi, my subs are gone. Poor Catler's unadorned. He's naked. That must have literally just dropped out, Catler. Yeah, now it's a British colony, yeah. Let's get one person working the Forester's Lodge. I don't really need anyone working the Forester's Lodge that much. It's the Gatherer's Hut that I really need the attention on. Brilliant. Hello, Ninja. Mr. Bear Craze in chat there. Fantastic. Wera, thank you for gifting another sub to Mr. Haddock. You have around 1,200 hours in this game. I must say, it's very underappreciated. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm enjoying it so far, for definite. Lots of resources being dragged around. How are we doing for food? What's our harvest this season? The season's just started, it looks like. Food looks like it's being distributed. That's a very high amount of fish for the first season, which is great. Hogs are being all dragged around, which is perfect. Gotta get a lot of my labourers doing stuff. Guys are taking fish back to the storage place here, which is grand. Fish is doing well. For some reason I haven't gathered any fish this season. Hopefully that will come soon. A forest pod should have one house, one gatherer, one forester and one hunter's lodge. Why a house? Because what if the woodcutter lives there? Goes, ooh, has to walk all the way over here. Equally, I suppose the forester has to walk all the way over that way. But who knows? I should definitely get a herbalist at some point as well. Try and keep the health of my citizens up. Once it gets down to like 3.5, 3 health, that's when I'll really give it some serious thought.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much there, Damon Jab. Thank you, very kind. Right. What mods do you suggest for this? Colonial Charter. Better stockpiles, I think, is a part of that. But Colonial Charter is your major overhaul mod. That's the only one I've ever used. But it is quite, I want to say, quite advanced. There's quite a lot going on. So do really brace yourself for that one if you decide to do it. Here we go. Fantastic. This place is now ready to be built. A gatherer's hut. This is the big one for me. We want to get rid of all of this iron and stone as well. We're going to actually just mark this as a massive sweep and clear, just so that our forester can start planting trees in the clearing, which would be excellent. So that's going to be a massive stone deposit there, which is great. This place will be building nicely. It's automatically reassigned for you, but getting the house there means they don't walk that far. That's true. I should probably get some houses over here. I was planning to be honest. I'm planning to spread the village out over 2 tiers. Have most of the sort of urban sprawl over here, then having the rest over there. If I have much more industry over here, I'll have them here. But having small clusters of houses all over the place is the real trick, I feel. Rock and stone, question mark? There's no dwarves here. Or are there? Right. So far so good. Probably want to have a little road just coming out of the back of the fishery there. Just connecting it to the main road. Let's make that a twofer. Market's going to be built soon once everything else is constructed. Here we go, gatherer. 3 gatherers in there, which is grand. What I want. Brilliant stuff. So the gatherer that's going to come over here, they're going to start making food and so on. Let's think about making a road for them. A road like that is going to come in at a sort of L. I can't be placed there at the minute because there's a big fucking sheet of rock in the way. But when I can, I'll get some houses built over here for the forester and the gatherers to use. Just a small pod of houses. It might even be worth building a fucking storage barn over on this side of the bridge as well. But that's quite a short distance. So I'll probably get away with that. Okay, the order is from the Lord Mayor, that would be me, to start clearing a lot of this stone and iron. So let's really give that a go. Although these guys are just coming to dig this section of road. Not that it's that important. But yeah, they should gradually get this all done. In terms of people ready to move out, the fisherman is ready to move out. This bloke here, Lonzalo, we probably want to get another house built for him. So let's get over here and build another house right next door to this guy. Just more urban sprawl spreading off in this direction. Nothing too complex. I'll probably move the woodcutter over here, as that's where he's going to be able to do the most good. And we can maybe get rid of that stockpile, make another central stockpile, although the market's going to be responsible for holding a lot of goods, so it's not too urgent. But the market's going to be where I want, you know, most of my stuff, as a lot of the people are going to be going to and from there to get their materials. What is this MLIF and WANK wanted to achieve? Good question. Talk in your mic, boyo, I apologise. Where's the pub? Coming soon, Merit. I don't have any hops or anything to make beer out of. That comes in the form of trade, and at the minute I have jack all to trade. I don't have any resources just yet. So I need to try and gather up materials and things that I can sell. If I can start hunting deer, which will be soon, I reckon, I can start making sort of leather jackets that will be worth a fair bit to sell. Although I'd need to really ramp up that production to make that work. The only other thing I could make would probably be tools and sell those on, which would be good. Speaking of which, it's probably about that time that I get that blacksmith built, so let's come over here. A smithy, we're going to get him here, I reckon, just parallel with the market. Yeah, just there. We're going to get him along the edge of the market. Fantastic. That's going to cost 32. It's going to use a lot of stone, but thankfully we've got a lot of stone going to be coming in very shortly. These guys are all building the roads. Those are our gatherers. They're going out. Well, no, she's a forester. Whenever I hear the word forester, I say, like, she's a forester, he's a forester. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Food is finally starting to appear. We've got some onions and some berries. Roots also appearing. Just a varied diet for the people. Is nice. But I think of the you know, the Telltale Games Game of Thrones, the foresters. Fantastic. At Miss Jana and at Long Live Quebec, you probably just need to lower the cutoff. The volume quality is excellent even when you're quiet. It's just artificially cutting off. Then allow me to, again, fingers in ears, ASMR is going to be dropping out. I'm going to adjust once again my noise gate. Let's see. On 31. If I drop that to 34, then minus 28, like so, that should be a little bit more generous with regards to the noise gate. Brilliant. ASMR back. Right. Brilliant. Your road around the market is only one tile. I don't think it is. I think there you go. Look at that. It is. It's a 2-tile road because the edge of the market is like a soft tile. You can build roads around it, even though it says it isn't. So this is I promise you a two road tile. Brilliant. Bits for audio adjustment. Thank you very much there in the box. You should build a small cul-de-sac. Probably, yeah. Probably not a bad shout. Right. That's what the mods are for. Is that DHD? I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, so DHDJCISJA. I love this game, but I think it's lacking in content. It is sort of lacking in content, but it is open to the Steam Workshop. So there are several mods that you can use to enhance your gameplay experience. You may not have enough labourers to clear the stone. That is proving to be evident, isn't it? Let's reduce my amount of builders by 1, and that's going to free up an extra labourer. In terms of everyone else, we've got an extra gatherer. Forester will be on the back burner for a little bit. I need food to start stockpiling, and we're starting to do an alright job of it. 104 berries coming in, plenty of roots, plenty of mushrooms, onions going in as well. Yeah, lots of construction orders, but no babbies to move around. There we go, we have a kid there on the grow. We've got several kids on the grow here. That fisherman's ready to move out. We just got to get the house built, which should be perfect. Got a couple of people building roads. Probably putting in that big order for the roads was probably the wrong idea. But never mind, I guess. There's no harm done. This looks like medieval Rimworld. I suppose it is in a way. In its own way. The food's doing well. The food stockpile is at 497 thanks to the influx of berries and other materials. The fish harvest this year is doing well at 451 for early summer, which is positive signs ahead. In terms of our berries, we've got quite a few coming in as well, which is great. Nice mix, which is perfect. Exactly what we need. I'm going to try and get that secondary house built. Getting a market is going to be good for business. How's the stone reserves doing? Stone reserves are a little bit starved, if I'm honest. But we should have some fresh stone coming in over here. It's just going to take a little bit of time. Got plenty of iron in the stockpiles. 43 there, another 11 there. We're going to have plenty in here as well. 18. Reserve of tools is low. Don't worry, I'm working on it. Just got to wait for the labourers to start clearing stuff. Will take them a little while, but what you get. I think the reason I'm low on labourers is because I've just assigned them all to be gatherers, haven't I? Let's drop a couple out of there. We're going to leave one in there. We're going to leave the fishery as our primary source of food. With a couple of spare labourers now, as we've turned off the gatherer's hut, we should potentially start clearing things at a slightly more accelerated rate, which is fantastic. There you go. Little blocks of stone and, materials and things are starting to appear in the mine site. Little bits of wood here and there, which is great. Just that couple of extra people helping to clear this large area should really make a difference. It's going to slow our food reserves a little bit, it's going to lower them, but hopefully the fishery is going to be able to make up that deficit, as they're doing a pretty good job there at the moment. Okay, so far so good. Everything's sort of ticking away here. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I'm not addressing just yet. Having a hospital is probably a little bit out of my reach at the moment. A schoolhouse could be cool, a well for putting out fires. Town hall, probably a little bit out there for the moment. A chapel would be nice, to be honest, but it's an extremely expensive endeavour, and happiness isn't an issue at the moment. Health is, but happiness isn't. The chapel would probably be a bit much this early. I definitely want to start considering getting some health buildings. Where would I find him? I'm sure it's like a gatherer. Schoolhouse, a cemetery wouldn't be a bad idea, but I'd need a large area for that. A herbalist, this is the one. Used to gather herbs to provide simple health and healing for citizens. That's probably the next big step for me. Tavern, can't use that. A mine and a quarry. The mine's quite cool. Where could I put a mine if I wanted? Could fit a mine here. There's a few good opportunities to get some mines up on this mountain. There you go, I could get a mine there. Might have some mining done over here, next to these mountain cliffs. Could even get it done over here, to be honest. Could have our industry out there and sort of our urban sprawl over here. Make people use the damn bridge we built for them. Fantastic. Bar first, then go to church. I don't have anything to use in the bar, though. I need to get some wheat or something before I'm able to do anything like that. And believe me, I'm going to need a lot of commodities to trade. Yeah, just those couple of extra labourers are starting to make a bit of headway on shifting the materials that we need here. That stone reserve is going up, albeit slowly, which is a bit of a bother. That's all sorted there. What are some good mods for Banished? Yeah, colonial charters, that's all I can think of. The Mega Mod is insanely huge. I would recommend starting with CC, yeah. I never played the Mega Mod. A bit too much going on for me, sadly. A bit too full on. The rain's starting here, late summer. We're coming into the second season of Burvlard. Literally no other way to say it. Yeah, so far so good. Sort of slowing down here in terms of resources. We're keeping our head above water. Food is increasing. We've gone from 500 to 600, which is great. Firewood is staying above water. Logs and food could be doing better off, to be honest, but things will gradually get cleared as we go on here. I'll probably declare a couple of trees for deforestation, namely around the market, just to clear those out. We'll clear it up right up to the waterline, which is great. Just something else for the labourers to do. We could probably unassign this forester for the meantime, yeah. Let's unassign the forester and we'll shut it down for a moment while this area here is being cleared. We need more people being labourers than we do foresters. In terms of this house, materials are getting there, but they're getting there slowly. Hopefully the materials and the jobs get doled out in good order here. How's our supply? We've got 107 mushrooms, 91 food, 530 fish. The supplement of berries and things is starting to fill up people's houses with a mix of different foods. The gatherer's hut is really worth its weight in gold, so that's always fantastic. We've got 11 adults, 6 children, so we've got an extra adult, but as I say, there's not much going on at the minute. We're just waiting for things to be moved around. It looks like materials are starting to get moved over to the market here. That seems to be the next sort of point of order, which is great. People should start to come to the market for all of their supplies of materials, which is brilliant. What we want from people. It's going to take them a while to build that. I could probably do with them building the smithy first, but beggars can't be choosers. The materials will slowly start to trickle in now that I've got more people. Rip City Key, thank you very much for the tier 1 sub. Welcome, welcome. So far so good then. Gatherer's Hut's doing okay. We've got people that we could allocate here, but we're going to leave them as just your run-of-the-mill labourers. I've got 3 labourers. I've got 1 builder, who should also be a labourer at this moment in time. Other than that, I've got a woodcutter and a couple of gatherers, and that's really it. I don't have anyone else. Fishermen as well. Yeah. So far, so good. Right, everyone's doing everything that they can. Starting to make some headway on clearing these sort of reserves of iron and stone, which is perfect, because again, it's just going to give the forester, when he is active, more room to plant trees and things, which is going to give the opportunity for berries and herbs and things to grow, which is exactly what we want. With regards to everything else, firewood is still very much above board. We're only making firewood for 5 houses, and we've got a sort of a decent reserve of logs and things. Well, we did have, but we seem to be staying above water. People have got enough firewood in their houses to get them through the winter and allow for your boy here to make up the deficit. So there's no issue there. Just the market, really. We're just waiting for the stone and the last of the logs to come through. Seems that people are very infatuated with making iron or getting iron, which is easy to understand. There's so much to clear. Is this a man versus nature game? Yeah, I suppose it is in its own way. Okay, not bad at all. Things are going nicely, we're just waiting for things to construct, really. How are we doing in chat? Have I lost any of you to sleep yet? Probably all of you. You've all nodded off, haven't you? There we go, we get the ASMR microphone position back in. Not that I'm intentionally doing this for... Well, no, I am. I'm doing this for ASMR. Hope you sleep, like. Not quite. We'll get there. People are sleeping. You be on. It is a relaxing game. It is quite chill. Okay, the first of our people here are running out of tools. 3.5 hearts. Which is a bit of bother. We need to be mindful of that. Food is really climbing. Let's drop another person out of the gatherer's hut as we've got a shitload of food in. When can we get the end of Alan Wake? You'll have to ask Jaina for that one. January, I think. Right. Brilliant stuff. Well, the stone's coming in over there. Can you name the citizens? I don't think I can. Let's see here. Citizen name is Lonzalo. Doesn't seem like I can. There's no buttons to the centre. There's centre, the house that he lives in, but nothing else. No, doesn't look like I can. Right. So yeah, people are starting to run out of tools, but there's not much I can do until these different areas are built up. Iron is in okay supply. I just need people to keep mining away these resources so that I might... there you go. Good job, folks. A little bit of firewood being moved around, which is great. Ready to drop all of those materials off. Fantastic jobby. Just keep mining stuff away. People moving various different logs and different resources. It's brilliant. They're starting to make a bit of a dent over here. We've got Camaralda bringing some berries back from the gatherer's hut, which is nice. Lots of iron here. Again, once we clear all of this, the forester's going to be able to use it to his own ends. Low tools is starting to become a problem. But again, there's very little I can do about that until the grounds over here are built. Logs are going up, and so is stone. Once that's all ready to go, we can get a couple of builders on it. There we go, we've got a couple more logs being dropped off. There's a very big order, the market. I probably shouldn't have let it be built yet, but once it's built, it'll be fine. Very slow, but it's really the heart and soul of the village, the market, so it's good to get it in early. It's just a little bit expensive, but we've been quite fortunate with our spawn. We could have spawned without a river, like a large river. These small creeks barely supply any fish. But it would have been horrible to start in here. Like, literally nowhere to go. Jesus, you don't want to go over there, for sure. Yeah, we've been very lucky with our seed here. Sort of flat ground that I can take advantage of. Very large mountain, that would be very good for mining right there. Very good opportunity to get some ore and materials. Although, again, mines, like, you need a lot of people to make run for any kind of efficiency on them. Yeah, I'm starting to get a bit of a mix of supplies in there, which is great. Shouldn't the market be in the middle? The market I'm going to have around the housing area, which is going to be over here. The rest of our industry is going to be over there, because people work in the market and then they bring everything to the middle, which is great. How much fish have we put away? A decent amount. Not quite as much as last season, but it's only late autumn. In terms of our gatherer's hut, how have we done? Really well for food. Like, that's like a good amount, considering there's only one gatherer working there. We've got tons of fish in there, which is great. Plenty of people going to be eating and feeding well off of that, which is perfect. I need stone by point of priority. It's difficult to get my hands on it though. Let's set a couple of stone mining points back here, as there are a couple of pieces that I can grab. All of those, no stone over there. Got all of the stone from those places. There's a little clump of stone there which I could wrap my hands around. Again, but the people without tools, it's going to take a little while. But again, stuff's getting built at its own speed. The villagers will get stuff done as and when they get stuff done. I can't really complain. The only thing about people not having tools is that the action of doing their jobs is a lot more difficult because their tools are broken. I need to be mindful of that. Right. Seems like it would be a good D&D town as well. Yeah. Building D&D towns, yeah. Yeah, it's good. Be a good way to build them. Yeah, you could build a D&D town and then just take a screenshot of it for the sake of telling a story. That's quite a good idea, actually. I hadn't thought of it like that. Brilliant. As our tool reserves start to run out, we'll start noticing a drop in efficiency, especially here in the fishery. I'm not entirely sure of what percentage of an impact it creates, but it will definitely hit it reasonably hard. Like I say, we're down from 1,000 food to 800. So we'll be mindful and we'll distribute people as and when we go, but taking people out of the gatherer's hut here has really allowed this large bit of iron here to really be dented, starting to make a really good go of this, which is perfect, exactly what we wanted to do. It'd be nice if I could get people moving out. As I say, this particular order here has kind of infatuated people. There we go. Logs and stone being taken over here, I believe. How are people doing for stone? Not bad at all. A little bit of stone over there. Hopefully this all gets dropped off in good time. People are doing okay here, dropping things off at the various stockpiles around the map. You can never have too many stockpiles. Don't try and make one central stockpile. Just put them everywhere. There we go. She's dropped off some more stone. We are, what, 5, 6, 7 pieces of stone away from completing our area here, which is nice. We have a piece of stone out here that I think was probably just picked up by this guy. He's going out here to grab a little bit more stone. That's perfect. How much stone do you have on you, son? You've got 1 stone. Try and get some more for us. Okay, you just mine it and walk off. That's fine. Not his problem. Okay, we've got some more people coming over to mine, which is fantastic. Looks like this little reserve of stone is going to be the thing that tips the market over, and then we can get some builders on it, which is important. We only need a couple of pieces of stone for this extra house, which is fine. Right, so far so good. So far very good. I'm very happy with how it's going. Excellent. Yeah, it's nice. There's another bit of flat ground over here, so I can have the village go down this way, and then potentially have the village go off this way as well and take advantage over here. So the terrain's been very favourable thus far. Although we'll see obviously what opportunities arise. Building a church is going to be interesting because graveyards, generally speaking, have to be really large. So it's interesting. Thank you very much there for continuing the gift sub there, Tix. They have continued their gift sub they got from Melkor. Thank you very much. Okay, so then, what's our next move? Our reserve of food is actually really starting to get hit now that the fishery is having like an efficiency problem. No, it doesn't look like it, but it is. The reserve of food coming out of the gatherer's hut is really starting to get diminished as well. I think as a matter of fact that we've probably picked quite a lot of the berries and food available for the gatherer's hut. So we need to be mindful that there's probably not that many more berries and things starting to spawn. So our initial surge of berries have been picked, and now we've got to make do with the deficits, which is fine. Stone is nearly complete there. How are we doing? Got a couple of people with no tools moving out over this way. Do you have any stone there for us, son? No, you don't. Anybody? Do you have a jacket? No, you do not. Stuff is growing, which is fine. We've got trees growing over here. A few smattered trees here and there, which is alright. People going over here to chop down some more wood, which is grand. Food should hopefully hold. Holding around the 500 mark, which will do, to be honest. It's not bad. Plenty of iron over here, which is fine, as I say. The last little bit is this... oh, here we go. Some more stone coming over, which is great. A little kid carrying a box of fish with his chin there. I don't know whether you saw that. Where are you taking that stone for me, son? Come over here. Where are you going? You're going to drop that stone off at the stockpile. Okay, that's fine. That's 4 stone. Is that enough? That is enough. Whoever takes that stone over to the market will get it open to be built. I like that he's just sort of wandered off to go home. He'll probably grab some food. Yeah. Picking up resources. I think he's going to go and drop that off at the market now that he's eaten. Nope, nope, he's going to go and do some labouring down here. Someone's going to pick up that... Someone's going to have the brain power to pick up that stone and finish this massive build order. Whoever it will be will get a knighthood. So I'm desperate to get that market built. 4 more stone, I know. Nearly there. Oh, here it is. It's Tamalathi. Or Tamathali. Brilliant. The market's going to be ready for construction now. We're going to get 2 builders on it, as there's a lot to build. Yeah, there's 100 to build here. We're going to get 4 builders on that. Hopefully that'll be enough. People will sort of snap to it. Oh, man can hope anyway. Brilliant. There we go. Guys are going to start moving this around now, which is great. They're going to start building up the reserve over here. We need 55 stone for that. Good grief. Yeah, getting all that stone is going to be very important then. Yeah. We're about halfway through that iron deposit, which is good. We've got 45 iron over there, which is pretty nice. Let's see. We've got one of our builders coming over here. We've got a second builder on the way. Possibly a third on approach. 4 builders. That market will be built in no time, make no mistake. Once that's all built, we can get more labourers underway. Brilliant. Get everybody building up, which is nice. The main market. Brilliant. Very nice to have it. Right. So far, so good. Sweet. Tree just randomly falling over there. That's alright. Nasty winter. 4 people without tools so far. The builders being without tools is really going to slow the process of building, which is why I've assigned so many builders. Firewood's doing okay. Firewood reserve's doing alright. Plenty of potatoes in circulation. Oh, there we go. Second stage of the market build. People all hammering and sawing away. Not bad at all. Need the materials to be taken over there when we can. We'll see obviously how that goes. Like I say, everything's going to be a little bit slow going while we're waiting for tools to be made, but we've got plenty of iron for when that does happen, so we should be okay. Right, I'm going to have a drink of water. My treat. Can I get my best Yank accent, please? Oh god. I don't know. I don't know a Yank accent. I can't do a good Yank accent. The best one. Do you know, my mind's eye has genuinely forgotten what a Yank accent is. My best Yank accent. How are they sawing without tools? They've got very rough hands. Right, let's reduce the amount of builders to 1. And then let's get somebody to staff the market. Just one person, just somebody to wheelbarrow supplies around. One person running all of this. We will get more people when the time arises. But for the minute, that'll do nicely. You can go B. Houston. Not sure, a bit American. Just imitate your girlfriend. No, I can't do it. On pain of death. The Wendigo music is coming back again. Yes, it is. Wow, you're only going out with a Yank. I don't know. My ear for the American accent has faded now that I've been around you too long. 400 bits from Jive Greyfish. You've forgotten what Saint Jane sounds like already. Yes, I have. Hello, Brelf. Hello, Brelfie. How you doing? Right. Good to see you. How is things on planet Brelf? Here we go. Here is our wheelbarrow man taking supplies in and around. He's bringing fish out of the main storage area and bringing it over to the market here, which is good stuff. Right. The other guy is going to bed. Have fun. See you later, matey. Literally haven't touched my PC in a week. Study's taking up all your time. Oh. And what are you a patron of, a study of? That's a lot of supplies over here. I'm very happy with that. I need this place built sooner rather than later. It's going to take a while. Where are guys taking resources? Kind of hard to know. Come on, laddies. Our reserve of food is kind of getting bolstered again, which is fine. I just need you guys to clear all this iron, because it's starting to be a bit of a problem for us. I'm studying what's called molecular science and technology. A whole mouthful. A whole mouthful of molecular science and technology. Surely, a whole mouthful of molecular science isn't actually that much. A whole molecule. Molecular science. Oh no, well, it sounds awfully complicated. I work in a shop. There we go. There's a stark difference. Oh, I hope it goes well for you. Knuckle down. How long's the course? But it is many, many molecules. Doesn't molecular science have another name? Chemistry? It's a good question. Right. Hello, wise idiots. Oh god, it's my spirit animal. How you doing, man? Now, how many molecules are in that shop? I'm going to say a statement which is true. More than 7. Thank you. I'm here all week. Right. So, 47 bits of iron over there. As I say, the going of clearing out all this iron ore here is pretty slow. Big drink. It's a 3 years bachelor, plus maybe 2 years master if I feel like it. If I feel like it. Fantastic. White swipe, hello sir, welcome, welcome. Oh god, just going to scratch my eyeball a bit there. Just swizzle it round like a bottle top, that's fine. So far the food is holding steady with only one gatherer. Really the fishery is doing all the heavy lifting here. We've got 400 fish over there. Our variety of food has gone down, but until I can clear enough resources to get the blacksmith up and running, that's how it's going to stay. So what is this game, Metal Wolves? It's kind of like it's the Settlers, if you ever played that. Sort of, but not quite, but its own game, but it's kind of similar. It's a medieval city builder. You've got to start with basically nothing. I started with nothing but a cart with potatoes, a couple of jackets, some tools, and a little bit of firewood, and I've turned that, with the will of 4 families, into this. A small market square, a couple of houses, place for firewood, some forestry, which is currently paused while we clear out this iron ore, and some gathering. So we've got some basic, sort of a hunter-gatherer colony going on here. Nothing, you had 1,200 potatoes. That's the hard start, Rockin' Rocket. The easy starts give you, like, loads of, like, seeds and livestock for making farms and things. This kind of hunter-gatherer community is a bit worse off. It's a bit more difficult. Potatoes. Are we the Irish yet? We may have caused the potato famine based on how many we brought in our cart with us here. Right. Whoa, glass is back on. Might go and get a fresh drink of water. This is starting to... Yeah, it's starting to... Well, it's not tasting the freshest anymore, but that's fine. What are the specs for this game? It's a reader, +2, left and right eye, with a small astigmatism, 050, axis 170 and 180 for left and right respectively. Or, in terms of computer speak, which I'm sure is what you are after, it's nothing really. It's not that demanding of a game. It's not graphically that intense. Right, let's see here. In terms of the market, that's going all right. But I don't really need it yet. It's just, I was building it for the sake of building it. It's not much of an issue. What I need is more families. And in order to get more families, I need more people. Need more babies. Need baby. Right, let's go. Harvest, like trees. All of these are still getting cut down. Firewood or logs is definitely one of my bottlenecks here. Stone and stuff is a bit of an issue. Fellow me lad here is working the market. That is Phillid. Beautiful name, Phillid. Right. Let's see here. Yeah, hardware game. Yeah, hardware requisites are just like have PC. Get more houses. I'm trying to, Screwed. I've got a house sitting here. Let's make this a priority build. Probably should have done that a while ago. Make builds. Do build. Build things. Firewood is okay. Food is holding steady. Firewood supplies are at the tippy top. People are growing up, which is okay, I guess. That's a lovely market. That it is. Let's see here. I'm just sort of deep in thought about how I could approach expanding the village here. At the minute, I'm kind of in this bit of a vice while I'm waiting for materials to trickle in. Let's accelerate game time just a little bit more. Let's go +5 speed while we're waiting for the guys to just... Because literally all we're doing is twiddling our thumbs here. There's nothing really else we can do to progress other than to wait for certain materials to make themselves available. So this iron over here is nearly all clear, and then once that's all clear, it's going to free up most of our settlers to come and do some of the heavy lifting in terms of wood and stone, which is what we're really after here. Curious. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting a trade route. I think this sort of flat bit here is where I'm going to have the trade area. I was going to have it here, but now that I look at it, I might have it over here. It really depends whether or not I can build one over there. So we'll make that decision as and when. In terms of everything else, this is going to be a very good opportunity to get like a main sort of downtown area here. If I want to, I could expand my urban sprawl out this way. But the problem with expanding urban sprawl is that you need food to support it, and frankly it might be worth having pastures over here instead, because it's pretty much the largest bit of flat ground on this map. It's a nice big area over there, but as you can see, a lot of it is just smaller, tightly knit pockets. That's reasonably large there, worth spreading to. This one's sort of little pockets of small stuff. Pockets, pocket, 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 pocket. That's fine, yeah. So that's not ideal. So this area here is probably going to be used for pastures and orchards, as and when I get the chance. It'd be nice to go into first person and walk through here. Need mod. Someone make mod. Herbalist soon, TM? Yeah, we're getting to about that point. I've got to wait for things to clear though, because there's stuff that needs to be built ahead of everything else here. It looks like we're finally getting some stone and iron in, which is great. The last of these iron ore veins are starting to get mined, which means the stone is going to start trickling in. I'm also going to get some wood harvested from here. Oh yeah, that's a nice tidbit. Foresters should put that back as and when we get the chance. In fact, we'll get planting now rather than later. Right, so shitloads of iron, which is going to be perfect for when the blacksmith finally comes online. But in terms of getting all of these other materials, it's going to take a little while because all of the tools are broken. But people should get to it eventually. Won't take forever. One does hope. Yeah, lots of broken tools. 12 of our 16 settlers have broken tools at the moment, which means things like fishing are going to really start to slow down. It's late summer and we've not even made half of what we made last year. So food is struggling a little bit. I might have to assign an extra gatherer to try and make up for that. See, the reserve of food is low. I thought as much. Okay, we'll be mindful of that as we push forward. This house is getting assembled, which means somebody's going to get to move out very soon. Takes them a very long time to even move up one construction point. Come on, get it built. Fantastic, another house is underway. The occupants, let's see who moves in. Nobody's going to move in. No, there we go. A 10-year-old. Fantastic time to get on the property ladder. You can never be on the property ladder too early. 10-year-old and the 13-year-old. Fantastic. Couple of labourers, which is fine. What I need. There's also some extra kids on the way, it looks like, which is perfect. It's going to increase our population rather healthily. In terms of everything else, we need the materials coming in. Looks like wood is finally starting to be chopped down, which is excellent news. Little bits of stone are trickling in as well, which is perfect. I bet they don't even have a mortgage. I know, they've paid it off already. It cost them 1,200 potatoes. They pay mortgage in food here, in Burvlard. I love that name. Right. So in terms of expansion then, we obviously want to get probably a couple more houses, because it looks like we've got plenty of people that are capable of moving out here. Priority though is going to be to complete the blacksmith before we do anything else. Reserve of stone is healthily being added to here, which is grand. The logs will be up in no time at all. Once this place is built, we're going to be able to start getting tools. Tools is going to allow us to start working at an accelerated rate, and then we're going to be able to expand our population a little bit more aggressively. But until that time, we're kind of stuck in this vice of not being able to expand that quickly. Looking forward to getting like a tailor and stuff around here, which will be great. The reserve of firewood is low. That'll be because all of the firewood was just yeeted in here, probably. Okay, maybe not. No, probably because we're running out of logs. Okay, it's alright. It's only the freezing cold. Don't worry about it. It's only 24 degrees Fahrenheit. Brilliant. Nice and toasty. Right. So we're running out of, let's see, firewood, logs, and firewood. That's fine. Food isn't critical yet, but it's getting there. How are we doing for this? Come on, get me some stone. Find me some stone. I know there's stone somewhere. There's a little bit here. Okay, Forester's getting some trees down, which is brilliant. Yeah, look, Forester's planting trees, which is important. It's important we get these trees planted now. Yeah. Forester. Yeah, it's important we get the trees starting to grow sooner rather than later. Brilliant stuff. Because it takes several seasons for them to mature, so we need to be mindful of the fact that it will take a while for them to get our way. Fishery is at an abysmal output for late autumn. There's nothing I can do without tools. Finally, this place is ready to be built. Let's get 2 builders on that if we can. Everything else should be ready to go. Brilliant stuff. Right, what's the warning? Reserve of logs, I'm well aware. Right, let's try and get this place assembled as quick as. It's going to take a long time. 90 points. With only 2 people able to build. Poor fucking Ali here. God, Ali, we were from a young man to now 11 years old building a blacksmith. Why not? What did you do at 11? I bet you were still picking your nose at 11 years old. Look at this guy, building a blacksmith. Outrageous. Right. Let's see here. So planting trees is going fine. Doing a good job. They're starting to crop up everywhere. Like I said, it'll be a few seasons before those are done. But by increasing the sort of area of effect of the forest, will increase the amount of food that the gatherer can get, and etc, etc. Which is what we need here. The gatherer himself actually not doing terribly, despite the fact they only have 2 people in there with broken tools. Could definitely be worse, for sure. 2 people building away there, 69% complete of its total construction. It's going to take them a while to build that without any tools. But then when somebody gets there, it will be fine. The question then is going to be one of firewood, which is going to be a slight issue, but again, not much we can do about it. Let's start cutting and planting there. We'll get a second forester on the job, which is fine. Firewood is low, I'm well aware. I'm probably going to move over here with the woodcutter once I get the chance to. I'll probably also dissolve this stockpile, maybe build a larger one like in here somewhere just behind the fishery, and then a house, and then a tailor, I think is probably going to be the way to go. Right, not bad so far. Better put up some space for the buildings. Better put some space between the buildings in case of a fire. It's fine. It'll burn all to the ground. Blacksmith is going well. The main part of the foundry is complete here. Got his anvil in, which is nice. Question, how does one make an anvil without actually having a blacksmith in the first place? He just headbutted it into the shape of an anvil. Some people's skulls are thick enough here. Is this the part where the building shows this is past season a mod, or am I just being a Banished noob? I don't think it does. I think this is a part of the Banished game, I think. Rocks. Bangs it together with rocks. A good idea, actually. Right, so in terms of the reserve of firewood, there's not much I can do about that at the minute. Just getting the foresters to chop down a little bit. We are actually getting a small stock of logs in here now, which is great news. over here. This building there is going in nicely. I'm going to build in another wooden house just here, which is going to be great. And I'm probably going to get a stockpile back here if I can. Quite a large stockpile. And then I'm going to dissolve a few of my other ones. So stockpile here. Let's get a large stockpile in just there behind the house. And then we can dissolve these other stockpiles as we don't really have use for them anymore. So dissolve stockpile and dissolve stockpile. And then they'll move them all there because that's going to have a decently large capacity, that one. Brilliant stuff. Not bad at all. Okay, finally a blacksmith. Iron and logs. He's going to be able to make iron tools. We don't have the means of getting coal yet, so everything should be grand. Looking forward to this a lot. This is excellent news. So the blacksmithy is going to be appearing here very shortly. He's going to bring over some logs, hopefully, and also some iron as well. Here he is, in fact. Nope, those logs are going into the house there, which is okay. The house does really need building, though, to be fair. Reserve of firewood is low. I can appreciate that. Not much I can do about it at the moment, though. That area there is being dissolved. Chopping like mad she is. That's fine. Right, how are we doing? Need the guys to bring over some supplies here. That would really be ideal. Come on, where is our blacksmith? I've assigned him. Where are you? Here he is. Ali is working. Ali's our blacksmith. Oh, fantastic. Good man. Ali built the place. Ali's fucking working the forge. Brilliant. He's going over here to the market to get his supplies, which is fantastic. We've got iron. And we've got logs. He's going to hammer away. You need to get some tools yourself, sir, to increase our tool output. But once we start making iron tools, we're going to have something to export, which is fantastic. But it's taken him so long to just make one stack of tools. It's going to take a little while for them to go into circulation, but what can you do? Reserve of firewood is still very low. Let's get a secondary forester or woodcutter over here. That's going to be priority number 2 here, I think. I slot him in just there. That I can. Okie dokie. Let's put him just here. Have the road sort of stretch around the front. Like that. Brilliant stuff. This place is being built nicely. It's not going to take too long for it to be completed. One builder as our primary. Okay, we finally got our first couple of tools that have been outputted, which is great. Tools are going where, sorry? Where did she just... I'm sure she just stole some tools and just stuck them somewhere. Not entirely sure where she just put them. Oh no, there we go. We've got some iron tools finally going back into circulation. Davy-dozy. Right, food is an issue over here, which is a bit of a bother. Let's crank up the gatherer's hut up to full capacity now that we don't really need quite as many people. We're going to dissolve this building here for now. Don't need you doing too much of that, lovely. We'll rip it down and we'll take the spare supplies. We need this place built if we can. Let's get 2 builders on it. The labourers should be okay for the minute. She will be a labourer by proxy if she can. How are we doing here for tools? 12 tools. We just put 2 more tools into circulation. Hopefully the blacksmith himself will get some tools, and then we'll be in a much better position. Those other stockpiles have been dissolved, which is great. So far the structure of the village is going well. Another couple of tools have been outputted there by the blacksmith. Brilliant stuff. They're all going out into the big wide world. Try and get this place all built up. There we go. Another couple of tools brought into the market. Brilliant stuff. Tools over there. What have we got? Reserve of tools is low. I know it is, but they're getting recirculated. 11 tools remaining. Fantastic. 10 tools, there we go. People are building nicely. Who's working the forge today then? It's Scarly. I'm also going to need to get... are we out of food? We should be fine. Food reserves should start to increase here as the... especially as people in the fishery start to get their tools back as well. That's going to be the big one. As soon as the person in the blacksmith gets their tools sorted, then we'll be great. The gatherer's hut sort of production should start to really ramp up as well. The reserve of tools is low. I think it's just because people have been stockpiling food. Yeah, people still have little reserves of food left, but it's not too bad. people moving materials around, which is alright. That place will be ripped down very soon. Let's put one guy spare there. What can we do? Forester's working at full crank. Gatherer's hut's working at full crank. Only other thing we can do is just let the blacksmith do his thing. 8 tools left in circulation. Pretty much everybody at the fishery is still waiting for their tools, which is really our primary source of food, which is why food was hit so hard this year. Should be okay. Reserve of tools is low, that's fine. Just like I say, get it all back out in the general population. Once the person at the forge themselves get tools, our rate of tool use is going to get much better. Food is starting to be a problem here for the young gatherer and builder, Ali himself. Come on, Ali, make some tools. Let people make some food. Of course, the person without tools is the one making everything, which is okay, I guess. There we go. Woodcutter now has a job again, which is going to be to make firewood. Food is an issue. Of course, they've had a baby boy while they're all starving. Food should start to recirculate very soon. There we go, a little bit of fish there. Hopefully we don't get any deaths from this. I wouldn't guarantee it. Hopefully we get more supplies and things like that. How are we doing for food elsewhere? People are still waiting to move out. Fish and things are still a bit of a bother. I should maybe start hunting venison and game and things. That would be quite important. Reserve of tools is low, that's fine, as long as the tools are making their way out there. 4 people without tools left. None of them are working at the fishery. The fishery should be back up to a decent sort of output now, which is grand. We've just got to make up the deficit if we can. Guys over here are now working sort of round the clock to get their berries and stuff sorted, which is great. They've already produced more sort of berries and onions and things than they did in the entirety of last season, and it's only early autumn, so we're going to start bolstering our food supply. We won't really see a surplus until... Any combat in this game? No, there isn't. We won't really see any surplus until... There we go. Look at that food starting to trickle back into the hands of people, which is nice. That should slowly start building up as people fill up their houses, which is great news. Excellent stuff. A little bit of iron to go. Reserve of tools is low, I'm well aware. There we go. Our last person that needs tools should be grabbing them very shortly. Fantastic news. Right, next job is going to be one of getting a herbalist, as our people are starting to get a little bit sick. So just here for me, please. I'm going to throw a herbalist. Someone who's going to scavenge the forest for these little herbs here, these little natural herbs. And they're going to sort of make basic herbal remedies and medicines for people, which is exactly what we're after. Fantastic jobby. Right then, fish production is starting to really slam it up again. We won't get a real sort of picture for how well it's going until the season after, but food is starting to make its way back into the hands of the people, which is what it's at. There's 9 families on the go here. 2 kids pretty much immediately. You only just bloody moved in. You've already had like 2 kids as well. Only 1 kid here. I'd give it 30 seconds and there'll be another one on the way. Fantastic. All the materials are getting moved around nicely. Our reserve of logs is at 21 there. Not terrible, to be honest. The foresters are doing a decent job of getting us a small trickle of supplies. Our woodcutter is doing okay, actually. Will he be able to keep on top of this cold winter? That's the real sort of twist of it, isn't it? Whether or not he'll be able to make enough firewood. That's the real trick. Right. Plenty of iron, plenty of everything else. Tools, now that we've got a blacksmith that's actually got some tools in his pocket, we're now starting to get a fucking bit of a flagpole run of them, which is excellent, because we'll be able to export those in trade as and when that opportunity comes around. Selling base materials like iron and wood and stone, pointless, no point, ain't worth anything. Most traders don't even take that. It's tradable commodities, things like coal is one that they do take. Things like leathers and textiles, clothes in particular. If you can make like woolen clothes are a particularly good commodity to sell because you need sheep for those. Livestock's going to be a step in the right direction if we can get it. Okay, just 1 builder here should be able to do a pretty good job. Let's see. How quickly are you going to be able to get that built? Oh yeah, look how fast that is. Just because he's got iron tools. Look at that. 1 builder, he's steaming his way through that. Will he be able to complete this in 1 sitting? Hopefully he will, who knows? Bet you he gets it to full... Do me a favour. Just, come on. People are dying of leprosy here. They need to put a leaf. They need to get some dock leaves and rub it on the leprosy. Come on. Build it. Someone bring a hammer over here. Come on. Anyone? No? Okay. Oh, no. There we go. Brilliant. What is going on here? Gathering food. Okay. I suppose it's getting a bit far away. I do want to build some houses over here. Right. Yeah, I need to build some houses over here so people don't have to walk all the way over there. Food is once again becoming an issue because of the cold climate and the fact that I didn't have any stores. Although the guys over here in the Gatherer's Hut really smashed it this year. Hopefully food starts to recirculate in their own time here. There we go. Despite having half of the season up shit creek, we've currently made amends for last season. So we spent pretty much until late autumn without any tools. There we go. We're going to get a herbalist, just one for the moment, which is fine. Firewood is doing okay. They're just going to let this shitty late winter, get underway here. These guys are all going well. Late winter. When we get to early spring, the season will tick over, and then we'll get a fresh start and allow people to do what they need to do. Now, in terms of labourers here, I've only got one builder. I need more kids. Need more kids out and about, so I'm probably going to build another house, despite the fact that my food problem is going to leak over to next year. The fresh season looks to have started, which is very nice. We've had a child die of starvation. Well, that should solve our starvation problem then, because, you know, child's died. Fantastic. Right, let's see here. In terms of, oh my god, the current season, late winter. Come on, late winter needs to end. I need the multiplication benefits of early spring. Oh, fucking hell, Jesus, another kid. Was that the same kid? Is that a different kid? Who's dying? Are we eating the children? Well, you know, food's food. Eat the firewood. I hear it's great this time of year. Early spring. Fantastic. Right, food is an issue for a couple of the households here. We got another death. A woodcut. Ali, no! Ali's gone. Shit. Okay, well, he's been taken over by his son more than likely. This is a problem. Food needs to get out there, but I don't have the population to man any of the other food resources. Another starvation. Who's dying over here? It's the people in this house that are dying, and I think people in this house as well. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Forester. It's alright. Nothing like a famine to make food available again. It's fine. It's all part of growing up. A bit of famine. Just don't worry about it. It's fine. You know, share the spuds. I bet you somebody in here is hoarding food. So it's not you. It's definitely not you. Not you. 60 fish. Yeah, you're doing alright. Fucker. Let's see. 22 fish. Nobody's particularly well off here. Oh, they're not doing bad. We just gotta wait for all of these supply sort of surpluses to come back in again. Gonna take a little while. Reserve of logs. Piss it all up a tree. No urgency with that. Current season is underway. Berries are doing okay. But we've got to wait and see how we do here. Tools are doing great, which is fantastic. The fishery is starting to get into full swing. We've only just hit spring and we've already got 100 fish to our name. Definitely the time to start looking at maybe getting ourselves a place to get like leather. The problem is I don't have anyone that can staff it. That's the only issue. There's nowhere to. There's no labourers at the minute because well, a lot of people died. Will be the main reason. Let's see here. Current season, we've got roots, berries, mushrooms and onions. We're limited by our output for the fact that things are growing at a very limited rate now. The fisheries really are ace in the hole, although it's sort of being a bit of a slow season to start. Not great. How's our stockpile doing? Stockpile is basically non-existent because people are starving. More people that die of starvation, the less mouths there are to feed. It's all part of cycling it through on Banished. Me building the market took up precious build time that I could have used elsewhere. So building that market has kind of shot me in the foot a little bit. Meant that I didn't have the tools to build things quickly and move on. But it's okay. It's okay. It's not the end of the world. I like that this guy has just taken all of the food from the stores and brought it down to his family down here. Well, to be fair, hard to judge. They've got 22 blueberries and 8 onions. What a diet. Right. At least he's getting fruit. Let's see here. These guys are still starving to death. Just chew on some bark. It's fine. We've got 9 kids on the go, so it's fine. Let's see here. Lots of roots and things, which is fine. The gatherer's hut is doing okay for onions, which is great. Until the rest of this forest has grown, we're going to have, like I say, things like wild onions and wild food and things only grow in forests. So you need to be mindful of the fact that the foresters actually need to make a forest. We see we've got some onions growing here now, but it's going to take a while for any kind of sort of food supply to really get themselves embedded in here again. So we need to be mindful of that, definitely. What could I do? Building a forester over here could be interesting. Reserve of logs is low, it keeps telling me off, but nothing I can really do about that. How are the foresters doing in terms of their output? They've got a bit of stone cleared out. They're doing okay for logs, to be honest. They slowly remove things like stone and other things that could block trees growing and really sort of make it so that it's just 100% tree go all time. Fantastic. So yeah, that's good for them. There we go, some onions have been picked there, which is great. Reserve of logs, don't worry about it, it's fine. People still starving. No real influx of materials here, which is a bit of a shame. It seems to be that we're really struggling for fish this year. I'm not sure why. Another starvation there. Another woodcutter's kicked the tin. Don't worry about it, it's fine. Woodcutter's been taken over there. We got kids. Kids are growing up, it's fine. Food really struggling to get to these later houses, which is a bit of an issue, but another starvation. Dickie the Forester. Well, Lonzalo's just moved straight in. It's fine. Let's see here. Another fisherman north of the market at the curve of the river. Could be an idea. The problem is I've got no people. Like, I've got nowhere to put people. People are already in the commodities of wherever they are at the minute. I could remove my blacksmith and get them on food duty as well. Forester and fisherman are both moving at full whack. Let's build a hunter's hut to get another form of food and materials in here. Let's go for this one, and let's go for hunting cabin. This is going to get us venison, if I can put it in a place that's sensible. I'm going to have it close off here. Brilliant. A hunting cabin. We'll get that built as fast as we can. Hopefully people don't starve to death any more than they are. Right, so let's close this place up for a little while. Drop that guy out of there. He's going to be a labourer, as we've got plenty of food in and about. We're going to get this place cleared. Foresters aren't going to like it, but it needs to be done. Brilliant. Having buildings near the Gatherer's Hut reduces its efficiency, and you have nearly double the population than when you started. I know. But by having this hunting cabin here, I should hopefully make up that deficit. Generally speaking, I've packed in everything so tight, hopefully it's not going to make much of a difference. There's still like mushrooms and things growing. I can see some stuff shining through. Some mushrooms over there. Some onions over there. Reserve of logs is low. I like that it's not telling us off about food. Don't move into this house. Like, literally, death to all ye who enter here. We're having a really slow season for fish. I can only hope that improves. Who knows? Right. Once we get this place built, we'll have a few more options, but it's getting the place built, to be honest. These guys are all moving through to clear this out, which is great. We've got to just get rid of this last tree here, and then we can start getting it built. Brilliant stuff. They're going to need to bring over 12 stone. I don't know whether we have that in reserve. We've got 3 stone at that stockpile. What about here? No, we're doing pretty poorly for stone. Let's see whether I can mine any locally. Stone. Got some stone over here. It's probably a good shout. Shouldn't take too long to mine the stuff. Bearing in mind... Oh, that's a good stone reserve. Bearing in mind the fact that we now have iron tools, so it shouldn't take too long. The reserve of logs is going over there at a somewhat decent rate. Let's chop some trees down from here, if we can, just to try and accelerate that growth, if you like. Brilliant. The Forester's going to do okay, but until all of this is grown, we're sort of at limitations here. Gatherer's Hut is doing okay this season. Not great, but not terrible either. How are we doing up here? It's autumn. Food is becoming a big issue for us now. This really has to be my way out, but it's going to take time for it to build. Yeah, limitation. People starving. Starving like Marvin. What can you do? I'm only moving as fast as the settlers will let me, so it's their own issue, I think. People dropping off various bits of food and medicine, herbs and supplies, which is grand. Health is going back up with certain people. None of our food people are dead yet. Plenty of these guys are dead, though. Let's see. Another starvation. The Forester has died of starvation. Well, we just replaced him straight away. Don't worry about it. Food is really becoming scarce. Lots of fat mouths to feed. And not much food to go round. This hunting cabin's going to be a means to an end. I think I'm going to want to bridge over here and get another gatherer's hut up in this area as well. Build 2 pods of both Forester and hunting lodges and things like that, just to supplement the population in the centre of the map. Another starve. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Less mouths. So on. Excellent. We're kind of reaching this stagnation point here, where I'm sort of struggling to make up the deficit of food because of bad seasons. The stockpiles would normally make up for that, but in this case, we've had a bit of a dry one. Early winter. We've done better for onions than last year. We've done better for mushrooms than last year, but berries and roots are down substantially. So that's a bit of a bother, but what can I do? Have I ever played the beta game Ostriv? No, I can't say I have. Hello, guys. Okay. So at the minute, things are looking, well, pretty bleak, if I'm honest. We've had like 10 kids die of starvation a few hours. 11 kids? No, there's plenty of other kids starve of divation. I don't know, words. And then, yeah, we've had plenty of adults as well. We're losing people in professions. Just the Foresters, though. Just the Foresters, which is fine. Reserve of logs, an issue. Too many kids dying. Too many kids. Too many kids kicking the tin. People are afraid to have kids because they're going to starve. Don't worry about it, I say. It's fine. This is what it's like to live in a colony. You know, it's all risk and reward. You know, you're going to put the salt of the earth into the ground, to get the salt of the earth out. Don't want no divation. That's right. If we can help it. Another Philip the vendor. God, there's going to be no one left. There's going to be no one left. It's going to be manned by one guy. Right, I'm going to go for a whiz. Everybody, count the dead bodies as we go. I'm going to go for a piss. Back in a minute. Oh, God. Brilliant. Right, I'm back. What was the body count? I'll just, you know, we'll doctor the official records as nil. No one died. People just moved on. But the population's really starting to drop here. But ultimately, that's alright. I think. Just got to keep the food industries open. Drop a forester for the sake of gaining a fisherman. Build this place, please. Logs are doing okay here, but it's just going to take a bit of time for them to appear. Labourers are the real issue at the moment. No one's having kids, so I'm not getting labourers. And you know, well, people are having kids, but we're fucking throwing them over the fucking fence. There's a bit of a corpse pile building up. Yeah, this is a bit of a sticky one. It's not life-threatening. Well, I mean, it's by very definition life-threatening with the amount of deaths we've had, but it's not life-threatening. It's not that threatening. We will bounce back from this. Just a small famine of several years. Very small famine. Eat the dead kids. Now, Rippy, that's outrageous. You can't say that. Because we've already done it. What's the policy on clips in chat? None at all? Send them to a mod? No, just if you've got a clip, post it. Generally speaking, while there aren't any written rules here, we operate quite a sort of a loose rule book with regards to sort of chat, I guess. Generally speaking, you have to think to yourself, what would I want in my Twitch chat? What wouldn't I want in my Twitch chat? So things like advertising other communities, you know, go and watch this streamer, stuff like that isn't cool. If you want to say that, oh, this guy does pretty cool videos, that's fine, that's constructive. But, you know, other things, you know, don't be a dick, basically. If you think that would be a dick move, then chances are it's a dick move. And the moderators will swoop in and bash you on the head with a frying pan. So there's no written rules, but, you know, we play things by ear. It's reviewed on a person-by-person basis. At one point, you will have a dead wave when all of the original colonies will die off, and you'll be really screwed, yeah. Right. Let's see. I don't know why you blacklist clips. I don't know. To each their own, I guess. Come on, last few logs. Last few logs. Anybody who's anybody. Let's try and get some last few logs in there. Hopefully all is well here. Come on, hunting cabin. Build it! There we go. I've only got one builder, so it's going to take him a while to build it. I've got 20 tools over there, which ain't too bad. Come on, I promise you, it's absolutely fine to have kids. Oh my god, we're actually... I was going to say we're actually in danger of having a positive fucking number of food there. A shock horror, indeed. Stone is going to start to become an issue for me. Like, there aren't that many places where I can go and get stone. There's a fairly large wealth of it down here, which might be worth hoovering up at some point. In fact, to be honest, I could probably do with just, like, new-newing that all up right there. That's a glorious cache of stone. But I'm going to quickly burn through it as a really big cache. There's a lot of stone in this forest, actually. There's actually no... stone's good. There's probably about 1,000 stone split between those two caches. That's not bad at all. Running out of wood there. This place is being built. I need to try and get that place up and running. So I could probably drop a couple of the gatherers out of here. Although they're doing well. They did a good job in the previous season. Fair play to them. Now that the forest is really sort of getting into full swing, they've got more opportunities to pick things, which is excellent news. In terms of our food deficits and things, we're actually starting to... we're in danger of actually getting a small, you know, a small amount in the green here. People are starting to fill up their houses with various bits of fish. The season's starting to get back up to a decent level. I'm not sure why they've been fishing up logs from the river. I suppose if your fishing line's strong enough, if your net's strong enough, then go for it. That's an interesting one. Okay, so this place is getting underway. This will provide like a fresh cache of venison, which is really what we need, to be honest. In terms of everybody else, nothing like a good famine to make you want to have a few kids. Monka S. People are having children again, which is great, now that there's like the world's tiniest sort of influx of food, which is helpful. Right, in terms of additional people, let's see here. We're going to drop one person out of the forester, and we're going to get the hunting cabin live. I'm going to drop one person out of there and get it up to 2 people. And then I think I'm going to leave the fishery on full crank. So we've got 2 people working the hunting cabin here. This should give us access to not only venison, but also the ability to make clothing in the form of leather, because we're going to be able to take advantage of that. So I'm very much looking forward to it as a rule of thumb. Firewood supplies are going up. We're going to go to 300. We're going to build up our firewood supplies a little bit more. Fantastic. Look at this. 160 venison just slopped in there. So an extra resource here for food, which is going to help the population grow for sure. I need to start thinking about how the market is going to spread out this way so that I can start tapping resources over here. But for the most part, this is a good start. I'm happy with how this is going. This little group of buildings here should hopefully provide enough food for our population. See, the gatherer's hut's doing very well here for early autumn. Although it's doing okay. Reserve of berries is nearly topped last year, but roots are down, onions are down, and mushrooms are very much down as well. Okay, very poor season, although it is only early autumn. There's plenty of chance for redemption here. In terms of this place, 160 venison, that's great. Oh, look at this, yeah, starting to get a bit of a build-up now of food materials. 500 food, in fact. So this could really be the tipping point here that gets us up. So I really want to start stockpiling food at a decent rate here. We're going to get somebody working the market now, which will be fantastic. And we'll get the rest of these areas maxed out as well, as and when the opportunity arises. Population's back up to 15 with 6 kids, which is great. Nobody's really of an age to be doing anything else. Food is low. That's fine. People are adding to that. Any more venison through yet? No, not just yet. The hunters are doing sort of okay. Reserve of logs is alright. Berries have matched last year, but we've got one less worker, so we should be mindful of that. Plenty of stuff starting to grow again though, which is great in a full forest. We've got plenty of wild mushrooms appearing. We've got some wild onions over there. Wild onions, mushrooms. Fantastic. Plenty of food appearing, which is great. That's a good opportunity for us. Happiness is starting to dip now. Probably time to build a church at some point. Probably when it gets down to like 3.5 stars. That's the point of intervention. Venison is still sort of bottomed out, which is a bit of an issue. Hopefully we can get some more venison out of the guys here, but who knows. Hopefully it will start to add up, as I say. We're coming into now what I understand to be late autumn. We do have a small stock of food being built up, but I guess it's been moved to the market, hasn't it? That it has, along with the firewood. Brilliant. It's going to let people just quickly do short hops back to their buildings, which is fine. Excellent stuff, excellent. Really nice. So far so good indeed. Right. With all of that wealth being built up over there, with an actual sort of stockpile of food starting to build in the market stalls, shockingly, we might be in a position to start pushing out in other directions. Stone is up to 42, but wood is at an all-time low of about 7. So we need to be mindful and start harvesting some trees. The problem is labourers. That's my issue at the moment. The fact that I've got no labourers to cut down the trees that I need to cut down. That's where my supply chain is being strangled. So if I can get more labourers, which I'm not going to lie, is down on the people at home. Ready. Is he? No, he's 0 years old and he can't fucking cut me a tree down. So ready he is not. Let's see here. We've got Alyssa, we've got Alice, there we go, chopping trees down at 11 years old. She's built like a brick shithouse in high wind. Fantastic. Antos, the child, still, no, we can get him an axe. We need him out here. Tallying, fantastic. Tallying on you. Let's see. Yeah, we've got Macca as well. Brilliant. Fantastic. Let's have a drinky drink. Fantastic. Right. I feel like the Lord Mayor of, like, what is it, Lake Town from The Hobbit, like that fucking the guy played by Stephen Fry in the film, as someone who's not read the book. Yeah, just sort of lording over people. What, you can't put babies to work? No, Grayman, I know, it's outrageous, isn't it? Never too early, never too early. Fantastic, 360 venison making their way into the world there. Leather's good. We could eventually build up a tailor, which will be great for clothing our population. So we'll need to be mindful of the fact that, you know, it could also, you know, go terribly wrong. Which, to be honest, I'm counting on. So we'll see here. We'll probably build another house and then a tailor, and then we'll see what we can squeeze on the end there. We'll see. Well, they're not called Specsavers here. They brought up a local chain called Lewis Nielsen. Heresy. Quebec works at Specsavers. That I do. I am I'm not an optician. Not anything grandeur like that. I'm just a lowly OA. I repair glasses. I fix them. I tinker. I'm like the guy from Toy Story 2 when he's painting Woody's foot. That's what I look like. But yeah, it's all right. It's honest work. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Look at that for a season. Fantastic. There you go. You see, that's all it took. Well, it only took some starving people. That's what you want. Fantastic stuff. Firewood reserves are up, which is great. That venison has really helped out in a big way. Are you Canadian? No, I'm from the United Kingdom, I'm afraid. The username is a nod to the NATO alphanumeric alphabet when I was an edgelord at the age of, like, what, 14, 15? And we decided to play DayZ under the clan alias PMC. You may recognise that from some old Soviet Womble videos if you watched from that far back. When should I replace the lenses in my glasses? Do it now. Now. Go now. I don't know. What do you mean, when should I replace them? Every 2 years, supposedly, if that's the information you're looking for. Do I wear glasses? Yes, I do. I have no clue what's going on, but I'm enjoying every second of it. Thank you, Nacho Cheese. Also, I don't know whether it was your intention, but I do in fact see that the colour of your name is the colour of Nacho Cheese. Was it an intention? Who knows? But you are the 40th edition of Super Nacho Cheese. There are many like you, 39 of them to be in fact, and you were the 40th. So that's fantastic. So this place here, we've run out of wood. Foresters kind of need to get a grip like. Let's get the rest of these guys working around the clock. We've got some more adults, which is grand. Foresters should be doing a good job very soon. That was a good season, that one. We're at the start of a fresh season now. We're going to let people really get to work here. Food is starting to stock up in a big way, which I'm really enjoying. Fantastic. Insert CSI music, that's the one. PMC, the clan that wrecked ZF, still makes me laugh. That's the one. Oh god, good times. We're never going to be able to go back to that though, because unfortunately only Arma 2 DayZ has the nostalgia. The DayZ standalone just... it's a shame to say, but it's never going to be ready, because the DayZ devs have kind of missed the mark when it comes to... especially when it comes to base building. It's a shame to say, but they've completely, like I don't know, lost their marbles when it comes to the idea of base building, because they're putting what they believe to be realism. Oh god, I can't build a dirt road here. Why not? Oh, because there's a slight incline in the ground there. Okay, well we'll have to go for a one tile there. For example, with the base building, I'll riff on the base building. The problem with the base building in its current configuration is that there's no way to properly build a base and protect it without mods, because of the fact that they've been hyper-realistic with base raiding. In the DayZ mods, wooden walls and stone walls were like nigh impregnable, except for someone who had satchel charges or a fuckload of time. In the DayZ standalone, they've made it so that anyone with any kind of tool, a hatchet or a crowbar, can basically, you know, crack their way into your base in about 10 minutes. And you're not going to be there all of the time to defend your base. 10 minutes, you know, it takes 10 minutes to go like a kilometre in game, and the map's 12 kilometres big. You know, you've got plenty of places you want to travel and see, and you snake your way round. So, you know, in reality, you're travelling 20 kilometres to get to somewhere. And so, yeah, it's pretty shitty. Realism in the DayZ mod. They're trying to strive for realism, ticks. They are. So they basically made it so that if you put a combo lock on your base in an attempt to to protect it, you can literally take a hacksaw to it and just cut the combo lock off and just walk straight into someone's base. But that is what I would call realism to the detriment of gameplay. And yeah, it basically means that there's no point in base building and that basically made it so that Tom had to, because we have a DayZ standalone server that's nigh died in terms of popularity, which was always going to happen, but it was nice to play it while it was there. I really want to get access to this bit. I'm doing it. I'm going across the road. Let's see. I want to build let me build the trade hub before I do anything else. Trading post. I can't build it too far back. I can build it here. Build it in line there. Yeah, build it there. But that's going to be expensive. How much iron and stone do I have? The answer on a postcard is not enough. Let's go and grab. Beautiful. Make me moist. Right, grab all of that. Brilliant. Did I ever play War Z? No, I've never played War Z. Right. What? Tom meant what? Tom, what did Tom do? Oh yeah, Tom, he basically made the bases indestructible, and it basically killed the server because of the fact that there was nowhere to base. Because like when you don't have the artificial decay of bases being raided, there's no point. Like base raiding is like a mechanic of the game. It shouldn't be loathed. Should be encouraged. It should be encouraged as part of the gameplay. And unfortunately, yeah, it's just lost, sadly. I remove all resources. Yeah, let's gather all of that food and stuff, yeah. Let's get it all. Brilliant. It's exciting though, stumbling around in the dark, hearing zombies growl. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not great either. They're going in the right direction. God, our food is flying up now. Look at this market. That venison's doing a really good job in there. How are we doing for leather? 20 leather. Fucking metric shitload of fish. Good God. Everybody else is doing well. Jesus, it's late summer and we're already competing for roots. Mushrooms are doing well. Berries are behind this season. Let's see. Onions are behind. Onions are quite far behind this season for late summer. But roots are catching up in a good way. Mushrooms are behind this season, I would say, for early autumn. Although, that said, we still have winter to go, so we still have 2 more seasons. So we actually might not be doing too bad there. But the food deficit, or the food, like, you know, we're in the green here. This is good news indeed. In terms of our trade hub, we need to be mindful of the fact that that's going to take an awful lot of resources. In terms of people ready to move out, we've got a woodcutter ready to move out, and a fisherman, so I think it's time for another house, ladies and germs. We'll put the other project on pause here, and I shall put in another house somewhere along here, I reckon. Let's put in a house like what? Here? Kind of hard to know. Yeah, I'll put a house on this corner, like so. Brilliant stuff. So we'll get another house in. We'll pause this, as this one isn't super important yet. We'll let people get resources and stuff for it, but the house is a point of priority. The reserve of logs is low, that I'm aware of. I just need more labourers to be able to gather the logs that I need, which is going to take a fair bit of time. But we've survived the famine. We're starting to prosper again, which is great. Are you planning on playing Greedfall? I've heard nothing but good things about it. I've not seen it, Ben, to be honest. It's something I'd have to have a look at more closely. I'm a bit of a stingy old fart when it comes to parting with me coffers and me copper coins, like, mostly because I'm saving up to get an apartment with Jane. So that's obviously precedent in terms of finance. Like, would I consider playing Rust? I didn't like Rust, White Fox. Gotta be honest, didn't like Rust at all. Just everybody shoots at people. You can't be a good guy on Rust. But you can be, but it's difficult. In fact, what's the time, to be honest? It's just coming up to 11 o'clock, actually. I might call the stream there out of difference for the fact that I do have work tomorrow, so I don't want to go to bed massively late. Heard it's gothic-y Witcher. Right, cool. So yeah, I'm probably gonna love you and leave you there for this evening. I don't know how often I'm going to be playing Banished. It's definitely a game that you have to kind of be in the mood for. We're going to just mix it in with the rest of the other games that we're playing. U-Boat, XCOM, LA Noire. If you like the sound of any of those, do feel free to have a hunt through the VODs. Or, you know, turn up when the streams happen. The schedule's down below. If you like, obviously, any of the content that you see here, if you like me talking you into sleep, basically, that's what I do. Yep, that's the one. What version of XCOM do I play? It's just vanilla at the moment, with the knowledge that I wanted to do at least one vanilla playthrough before I tried Long War. But Long War is the plan. Star Citizen as well, Long Dark and Star Citizen are also ones that, well, the Long Dark less so these days. I played the Long Dark for like 3 years straight, and I'm like, ugh. It's like, I don't know when I'll ever get back to that. No, I mean the modern XCOM or the real XCOM. I have no idea what you mean. I'm playing XCOM Enemy Within, if that answers your question. So yeah, that is going to be me out for the evening. Thank you very much everybody for tuning in. I'm going to hit save here. That's that one, that's modded, so that one's not going to work, but I'll do a fresh save in Mr. Bervland. So yeah, I'm going to bugger off for the night. So thank you everybody for watching some Banished here. Thank you for everybody that subbed. Thank you for everyone that donated. You play fake XCOM, apparently. So yeah, I'm gonna bon voyage for the evening. So thank you for your patronage and your viewership. Like I say, if you like what you've seen here today, then obviously do feel free to hit follow and say hello. Everybody that's obviously subbed and things like that, it all goes into the Tiny Couch Fund, as is explained in the panel below. I'm currently saving up so that me and the other half, the glorious, the fabulous Miss Jaina, can grab either an apartment or a house at some point in the next 9 months or so. So I'm saving up every penny I have. Thank you, Tix. Literally every penny, to be able to make sure we have a comfortable experience moving. Because whereas it would, obviously, you can get by with, you know, the bare minimum, and we're happy to get by with the bare minimum. The more money we have, the more comfortable the move will be, the nicer furniture, the nicer mattress, the nicer bed, the nicer sofa. You know, not that I'm planning to, you know, have a, you know, settee suite that will, you know, fly me to the moon in like a, I don't know, like Elon Musk's is going to sign that sofa. Nothing like that, but you know, just you know, not living on only IKEA furniture, although nothing wrong with IKEA furniture in any case. So yeah, that's it from me. Thank you very much to everyone for supporting the show, as it were. It's been pretty good. We've had quite a bit of to and fro between us, which is great. I always like having a bit of banter with the folks in chat. I shall find somebody hopefully worthy of your time this evening. So, if I may, it had better have my name on it. Yes, maybe it will. Who knows? Can neither confirm nor deny. Right then, let's see here. I'm gonna just, the screen's gonna black out for a minute. I think it will. No, that's just tabbing back in. There we go, we're gonna close that. No game capture. Fantastic. So, just while I see you off here, I'm going to find somebody who is worth your time, who is currently on at this late hour. For many people have turned up and the show must go on. Let's see here. We've got a RimWorld playthrough going on in the form of Mr. Digital Vagrant. Obviously, Digby Taff and Water is playing World of Warships. If that is also your cup of tea. So do feel free to drop into both of those guys and say hi. But yes, Digital Vagrant, our little RimWorld man. Do please go in there, any of the subs and all of the subs here, to spam the cube love and everything else. Feel free to shout raid. And yeah, really sort of bowl his socks off. He's working hard on his RimWorld colony. Also tell him that I said he smells. So yes, this is Digital Vagrant playing RimWorld. Have a good evening, folks. Have a good time, and I'll catch you all for a future stream tomorrow, 8 o'clock sharp. We're doing some Arma 3. So take care, folks, and good night. Ta-ta.